On a quiet night, when the noise of the world fades and the sky opens above us, humanity has always asked the same silent question. How far does this universe truly extend, and what lies beyond the limits of our understanding? For thousands of years, humans have lifted their eyes to the stars, not merely to admire their beauty, but to seek meaning, connection, and reassurance that we are not alone in this vast cosmic ocean. As our technology advanced, our questions grew bolder. Telescopes revealed galaxies beyond counting, distances beyond comprehension, and timescales that stretch far past the span of human history. The universe no longer appeared as a small, orderly stage built just for us, but as something immeasurably vast, perhaps infinite, expanding in all directions without a clear beginning or an obvious end. And with that realization came a deeper, more unsettling curiosity. If the universe is truly this enormous, if stars and planets are scattered endlessly across space, then where is everyone else? Could life exist beyond Earth, hidden in places we have not yet learned to see? Are there intelligences watching from afar, or moving quietly through regions of space we barely understand? These questions no longer belong only to science fiction. They now sit at the heart of modern scientific inquiry. And then there are the travelers, mysterious objects passing through our cosmic neighborhood, carrying signatures that challenge our expectations. Among them, names like 3I-ATLAS have captured attention not because we know what they are, but because we do not. Where do such objects come from? And more importantly, where are they going? Perhaps these are not separate mysteries at all. Perhaps the size of the universe, the silence of alien civilizations, and the paths of strange interstellar visitors are all threads of a single unfinished story, one that humanity has only just begun to read. As these questions linger in the human mind, science steps in not with absolute answers, but with carefully measured humility. When astronomers speak about the size of the universe, they often make an important distinction. What we can observe is not necessarily all that exists. The observable universe is limited by the distance light has been able to travel since the beginning of time, forming a vast but incomplete window into a much larger reality. Beyond this visible horizon may lie regions of space forever unreachable, not because they do not exist, but because the expansion of the universe carries them away faster than light can bridge the gap. In this sense, the universe may appear finite to us, while still extending endlessly beyond our perception. Some models suggest a universe with no edges, where traveling far enough in one direction could eventually return you to your starting point, much like moving across the surface of a sphere, but on a scale far beyond imagination. Other theories allow for something even more profound. The universe may be truly infinite, repeating patterns of galaxies and stars across distances so vast that no measurement could ever capture them. And then there are ideas that stretch even further, proposing that our universe is only one of many, each with its own laws of physics, quietly existing alongside others in a broader cosmic landscape. What all these ideas share is uncertainty. Science does not yet know whether the universe has a boundary, a final edge, or an ultimate limit. What it does know is that every time our instruments improve, the universe grows larger than we previously believed. Each discovery pushes the horizon outward, reminding us that infinity may not be a destination, but a direction we continue to move toward. In confronting the question of an infinite universe, humanity is forced to face its own scale. We're small, not insignificant, but situated within a reality far greater than our instincts were designed to comprehend, and it is within this overwhelming vastness that the possibility of other life, other minds, and other journeys begins to feel not extraordinary, but almost inevitable. As the universe continues to expand in both reality and understanding, the numbers used to describe it begin to lose their meaning in everyday terms. Astronomers estimate that there are hundreds of billions of galaxies within the observable universe alone, and within each galaxy exist hundreds of billions of stars. Around many of these stars orbit planetary systems, some remarkably similar to our own, others vastly different, shaped by forces and conditions we are only beginning to study. When these figures are combined, the result is not just a large number, but a scale so immense that it defies intuitive comprehension. To visualize it, imagine comparing the number of stars in the observable universe to the grains of sand on all the beaches of Earth. Even this familiar analogy falls short, because the stars may still outnumber the grains. In such a universe, Earth becomes a single, fragile point of light, one among countless others scattered across the cosmic expanse. Modern astronomy has identified thousands of exoplanets, many of them located within regions where liquid water could exist. Statistical models suggest that planets capable of supporting life may be common rather than rare. Even if only a tiny fraction of these worlds ever develop life, and an even smaller fraction evolve intelligence, the sheer size of the universe implies that the total number of living worlds could still be vast. These numbers quietly challenge the idea that humanity occupies a special or isolated position in the cosmos. They do not guarantee the existence of alien civilizations, but they make the possibility difficult to dismiss. In a universe defined by such abundance, the emergence of life may be less of a miracle and more of a natural consequence of cosmic processes repeating themselves across unimaginable distances. As the scale of the universe grows clearer, a subtle shift occurs in the human perspective. The question is no longer whether life elsewhere is possible, but whether it is reasonable to assume that we are the only thinking beings in a cosmos built on such overwhelming numerical richness. And it is from this quiet tension between probability and silence that one of the deepest mysteries of modern science begins to take shape. As the probability of life elsewhere appears to grow with every new discovery, an unsettling silence begins to emerge. If the universe contains countless stars, planets, and potential habitats, then a natural question follows: where is everyone? This contradiction between high probability and apparent absence has troubled scientists and philosophers for decades, not because it denies the existence of life, but because it challenges our expectations of what that life should look like. One possibility is that intelligent civilizations are rare, separated not by distance alone, but by time. Civilizations may rise and fall on cosmic timescales, appearing briefly before disappearing, long before their signals ever reach another world. In such a universe, life could be widespread, yet rarely overlapping in a way that allows contact. The silence, in this case, would not be empty, but simply out of sync. Another explanation lies in the limitations of our listening. Humanity has only recently begun searching for signals beyond Earth, and our methods remain narrow and fragile. We listen for patterns we recognize, broadcasts that resemble our own technology, while ignoring forms of communication that may operate beyond our understanding. If alien intelligence exists, it may not announce itself in ways we expect or in frequencies we know how to detect. There is also the possibility that advanced civilizations choose silence deliberately. A universe that allows life may also allow danger, and remaining hidden could be a strategy for survival rather than a sign of absence. From this perspective, the quiet of the cosmos is not a mystery to be solved, but a warning we have yet to interpret correctly. As these ideas unfold, the question of alien life becomes less about whether it exists and more about why it remains unseen. The universe may not be empty at all. It may simply be subtle, reserved, and far more complex than the stories we have told ourselves about it. And in that subtlety, the search for meaning continues, pushing humanity to reconsider not only what it hopes to find, but how it chooses to listen. As the silence of the universe continues to challenge our assumptions, attention begins to shift away from distant stars and toward the limits of our imagination. The search for alien life has long been shaped by human familiarity. We look for planets like Earth, atmospheres like our own, and conditions that mirror the environment in which we evolved. Yet this approach may be far too narrow for a universe that thrives on diversity. Life elsewhere may not depend on sunlight or temperate climates. Beneath the frozen surfaces of distant moons, vast oceans could exist, warmed by internal energy rather than starlight. In these hidden seas, life might flourish in complete darkness, shaped by chemical reactions rather than photosynthesis. Such environments would leave few obvious signs, remaining invisible to traditional methods of observation. Beyond biological life, intelligence itself may take unfamiliar forms. Advanced civilizations could exist as artificial systems, no longer bound to planets or fragile bodies. They might operate with minimal energy signatures, blending into the cosmic background and leaving no detectable trace. In this context, alien life would not be hiding intentionally, but simply existing in ways that do not intersect with human expectations. There is also the possibility that life occupies regions of reality we scarcely understand. Dimensions beyond the familiar three of space and one of time remain theoretical, yet they appear naturally within modern physics. If life can arise within such structures, it may coexist alongside our universe without ever crossing into our perceptual reach. These possibilities suggest that the universe is not silent because it is empty, but because we have not yet learned where or how to look. The search for alien life may require more than better instruments. It may require a fundamental shift in perspective, one that accepts that the most important discoveries are often found not where we expect them, but where we have not yet thought to search. As the boundaries of possibility continue to widen, another unsettling idea begins to take shape. What if alien life is not only distant or hidden in extreme environments, but relatively close, existing within reach of our cosmic neighborhood without being recognized as such? History offers a quiet lesson in humility. Advanced technology, when observed by those without context, often appears indistinguishable from natural phenomena. From this perspective, certain cosmic signals and anomalies may not represent clear messages or deliberate contact, but the byproducts of processes far beyond our current understanding. A civilization vastly more advanced than ours would have no reason to communicate in ways we immediately recognize. Its tools and movements could blend seamlessly into the background of the universe, registered by our instruments as unusual, yet ultimately classified as unexplained rather than intelligent. The search for alien life has long assumed visibility as a sign of existence. We expect patterns, repetition, and intent that mirror our own methods of exploration. Yet intelligence may express itself through efficiency rather than broadcast, silence rather than signal. Remaining unnoticed could be the natural outcome of advanced development, not a deliberate attempt to hide, but a consequence of operating on scales and principles we have not yet learned to measure. In this light, the question shifts once again. It is no longer simply where aliens might be hiding, but whether we are capable of recognizing them if they are not trying to be seen. The universe may already contain forms of intelligence moving quietly through space, leaving behind traces so subtle that they appear indistinguishable from the natural order itself. As this possibility settles in, the line between the known and the unknown begins to blur. The universe does not reveal itself all at once. It speaks softly through patterns and exceptions, inviting patience rather than certainty. And it is within this quiet dialogue that humanity continues its search, aware that the greatest discoveries may arrive not as answers, but as questions we are only beginning to learn how to ask. As attention turns from distant possibilities to tangible observations, certain objects demand closer scrutiny. Among them, Bi-ATLAS stands out not because it offers clear answers, but because it resists easy classification. Detected moving through interstellar space, it immediately challenged familiar categories used to describe comets and asteroids, inviting careful analysis rather than quick conclusions. What makes Bi-ATLAS unusual is not a single feature, but a combination of characteristics. Its trajectory does not align neatly with objects formed within our solar system. Its velocity suggests an origin far beyond the gravitational influence of the Sun, and its path indicates that it is merely passing through rather than settling into a stable orbit. These traits place it among a rare class of visitors, objects shaped by environments entirely different from our own cosmic neighborhood. Scientists have approached Bi-ATLAS with measured curiosity. Instruments track its motion, analyze its light, and compare its behavior to known interstellar objects. Each measurement adds context, yet none provide a definitive explanation. It behaves neither exactly like a typical comet nor entirely like an inert asteroid, occupying an ambiguous space between established definitions. Public interest has grown alongside scientific investigation, fueled not by evidence of anything extraordinary, but by the absence of certainty. In a universe where most objects follow predictable rules, anything that defies easy classification naturally captures attention. Bi-ATLAS becomes a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that our models, while powerful, remain incomplete. At its core, the story of Bi-ATLAS is not about speculation, but about process. It reflects the moment when observation outpaces explanation, when data accumulates faster than understanding. And it is precisely within these moments that science advances, slowly refining its questions, careful not to mistake mystery for meaning, yet unwilling to ignore the significance of what has not yet been explained. As observations of Bi-ATLAS continue, its journey through space becomes a story told, not through speculation, but through motion. Every object in the universe leaves behind a trail of information in its path, and for Bi-ATLAS, that path suggests a traveler not bound to any single star system. Its trajectory carries it through our solar neighborhood on a course that appears deliberate only in its indifference, shaped by gravity rather than intent. Unlike planets or long-period comets that return on predictable cycles, Bi-ATLAS follows a one-time passage. It approaches from the depths of interstellar space, briefly interacts with the gravitational influence of the Sun, and then continues onward, destined to leave our system behind. Its speed indicates that it is not captured, not slowed enough to remain, but accelerated, carrying with it the imprint of forces encountered far beyond our reach. Where it is going is a question that can be answered only in broad terms. After departing the solar system, Bi-ATLAS will return to the vast interstellar medium, drifting through regions between stars where distances stretch across light years. Over millions, perhaps billions of years, its path will be subtly altered by passing stars and unseen gravitational currents, slowly reshaping a journey that began long before Earth existed. What makes this passage remarkable is not its mystery, but its normality within a universe in constant motion. Objects like Bi-ATLAS may be common on cosmic timescales, yet fleeting on human ones. We observe them only briefly, catching a glimpse of a much larger circulation of matter between star systems, a process that quietly connects distant regions of the galaxy. In this sense, Bi-ATLAS is not an anomaly, but a messenger. It carries no message by design, yet it tells a story through its movement. A story of exchange, of material traveling freely across space, reminding us that the boundaries we imagine between systems are far more porous than they appear. And as it continues on its path, disappearing into the dark between stars, it leaves behind a deeper awareness of the dynamic universe through which both it and we are traveling. As Bi-ATLAS fades from view and continues its solitary journey through interstellar space, its true significance begins to emerge. The value of such an object does not depend on dramatic explanations or extraordinary assumptions. Instead, it lies in what it can teach us about the universe as it truly is, not as we imagine it to be. Interstellar objects like 3I-ATLAS serve as physical samples of environments beyond our solar system, formed around distant stars, shaped by unfamiliar conditions, and altered by long passages through space. They carry information that cannot be obtained by observation alone. By studying their composition, structure, and behavior, scientists gain rare insight into how planetary systems form and evolve across the galaxy. These visitors also challenge and refine our models of cosmic motion. Their trajectories reveal how stars exchange material over time, showing that solar systems are not isolated islands, but participants in a vast ongoing circulation of matter. Each interstellar object that passes through our region confirms that the galaxy is more interconnected than once believed. Perhaps most importantly, 3I-ATLAS highlights the limits of certainty. It reminds us that unexplained does not mean unexplainable, and that patience is a fundamental part of scientific progress. In a world eager for definitive answers, objects like this encourage careful observation over rapid conclusions, reinforcing the discipline that allows knowledge to grow without distortion. In the broader context of humanity's search for meaning in the universe, 3I-ATLAS occupies a quiet but powerful role. It represents the moment when curiosity is guided by restraint, when wonder coexists with rigor. Whether it is ever fully understood or not, its passage expands our perspective, demonstrating that even ordinary cosmic travelers can deepen our understanding of a universe still rich with unanswered questions. As objects like 3I-ATLAS pass silently through space, they invite a deeper reflection on where humanity stands within the vast structure of the universe. In the face of cosmic distances and timescales, human life appears brief and fragile. Our planet is small, our history measured in moments compared to the age of stars. Yet it is from this small vantage point that the universe becomes aware of itself. Humanity occupies a unique position not because of size or power, but because of awareness. We are able to observe, to question, and to seek understanding beyond immediate survival. The same universe that scatters galaxies across unimaginable distances has produced minds capable of tracing their motion, decoding their light, and asking why such a reality exists at all. This perspective reshapes the meaning of significance. To be small in scale does not mean to be unimportant. A single observer can alter the story of the cosmos by giving it context and meaning. Through science, humanity extends its senses far beyond Earth, transforming distant points of light into sources of knowledge and connection. At the same time, our position demands humility. We are participants in a universe that existed long before us and will continue long after we are gone. Discoveries like 3I-ATLAS remind us that the cosmos is not centered on human experience. Instead, we are one expression of a broader process shaped by the same laws that guide stars, planets, and interstellar travelers. In recognizing this, a balance emerges between wonder and responsibility. To understand the universe is also to understand our role within it. Humanity is both a product of cosmic evolution and an active interpreter of it, standing at the intersection of matter and meaning. And within this vast picture, our search for knowledge becomes not an attempt to dominate the cosmos, but an effort to understand our place within its endless unfolding. As humanity reflects on its place in the cosmic picture, the idea of infinity begins to take on a deeper significance. An infinite universe is not only a scientific concept, but a philosophical challenge. It confronts the human mind with the limits of comprehension and invites questions that extend beyond measurement and observation. In such a universe, meaning cannot be imposed by scale alone. If the cosmos has no edge, no final boundary, then existence becomes less about endpoints and more about participation. Life does not need to be central to be meaningful. Instead, meaning emerges through experience, awareness, and the capacity to reflect. In this sense, the act of asking questions becomes as important as the answers themselves. Curiosity transforms vastness from something overwhelming into something intimate. Infinity also reshapes how humanity understands time. In a universe measured in billions of years, individual lives may seem insignificant. Yet significance does not arise from duration, but from impact. A fleeting moment of understanding can echo across generations, shaping the direction of knowledge and culture long after the moment itself has passed. The universe changes slowly, but thought can move swiftly within it. Within this framework, the search for alien life, the study of interstellar travelers, and the exploration of cosmic origins are not separate pursuits. They are expressions of a single human impulse to connect with something larger than ourselves. Whether or not we ever encounter other intelligences, the process of searching refines our values, deepens our humility, and expands our sense of belonging. In an infinite universe, certainty may remain forever out of reach, yet uncertainty is not a weakness. It is an invitation to remain open, to continue learning, and to accept that understanding is always provisional. The cosmos does not offer simple conclusions, but it rewards patience and reflection. And in embracing this, humanity finds not despair in infinity, but a quiet sense of purpose within it. As the exploration of infinity draws to a pause, the questions that opened this journey remain quietly present. How infinite is the universe? Where might other forms of life exist? And what paths do travelers like by Atlas follow as they move between the stars? These questions were never meant to be fully answered in a single moment or by a single generation. They are part of a larger conversation between humanity and the cosmos, one that continues to unfold over time. The universe does not reveal its truths all at once. It offers glimpses rather than conclusions, patterns rather than final statements. Objects like by Atlas remind us that motion is constant, that matter and meaning travel together through space, shaped by forces far beyond individual control. In observing these movements, humanity learns not only about the cosmos, but about its own nature as a seeker of understanding. Whether the universe is truly infinite or simply beyond our capacity to measure, it remains vast enough to inspire humility and wonder. The possibility of other life challenges us to rethink isolation, while the silence of space teaches patience. Each unanswered question becomes an invitation to look again, to listen more carefully, and to refine the tools with which we explore reality. In the end, the greatest discovery may not be a distant civilization or a definitive boundary of the universe. It may be the realization that curiosity itself is a form of connection. Through it, humanity reaches beyond Earth, beyond certainty, and into a shared cosmic story still being written. And as long as questions remain, the journey continues, not toward a final destination, but toward deeper understanding within an ever-expanding universe.